Here you go, Tom.
I'm
You're
sorry?
live.
Yeah, we're live, guys. We're back. I'm not sure how it sounds. Welcome to
We're
another.
good, Tom. Keep it going.
All right, how's it sound? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, guys, welcome back to another show. This is episode 99. Right, Archie?
Yes, sir. 99.
99, and how many? This is episode 30 of the virtual podcast, guys. So that's going by quick, man. Do these things. Anyhow, guys, we've got an awesome guest today.
Yeah.
We got Ness, aka Zeal Jitsu. She's an IBJJF Jiu-Jitsu champion. And a lot of you guys, your full name, Vanessa Reyes?
Retes.
You say it again?
That's my last name. Vanessa Retes.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Hey, all you listeners, like if you're actually watching, if I start going cross-eyed a lot, it's because of how I'm looking at the screen. And so I'm looking at people, so I'll be going like this probably a few times. So I'm just letting you guys know. I'm not on crack or anything. I'm just...
No, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
So, dude, hey, somebody like you that more than any chick I know out there, I think you do more jiu-jitsu training than anyone I know. How's it going right now during this whole virus still, with all the gyms being shut down? Are you still getting it?
I don't know if I'm able to say that or not, but I guess, yeah, well, I plead the fifth. What does that usually mean, right?
Yeah, don't say no names. Better not to say any names.
It's okay to say you're working out in an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I go to an undisclosed location, but I also have my garage, so
okay.
I have a
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a 3-car garage and it's all full of mats and like all my gym stuff. So, you know, I'm actually pretty. I'm okay. I'm just gonna say I'm okay. So.
Good. It's just I know how much you're training, man. Going training like you were, that must be nuts. And them shutting all these damn gyms down.
Honestly, I think it's insane, but I mean, I don't know.
So Ness,
Huh?
yeah, like Tom was saying, you know, someone like that's always involved in working out, going to tournaments. You're working out in undisclosed locations because that's what we have to do today. People are working out, right? I mean, the UFC's coming back, Bellator's coming back. So all the professionals, I consider you a professional. You know, you're a professional in the jiu-jitsu world. You got to keep it going, and you know, how many times a week? And let's just face it, we're working out. You know, and how is your working out coming along? Are you putting enough hours to go to a tournament if there was one tomorrow?
No. If I had a tournament like next week, I'm not. I would need, or not to my standards. If anybody's ever trained with me and they know when I'm getting ready for a tournament, they know how I am. And this is nowhere close to tournament training at all. And if somebody who gets to train like that, that's fucking awesome because, excuse my language. That's freaking awesome because, you know, I'm just thankful that I get to do what I get to do right now. And I mean, that's all I can say. But if I had a tournament like next week, like a huge, I'm not ready. I wouldn't be.
Ness, are all the tournaments shut down right now? Are all the tournaments that you normally compete in?
You know what? I don't know about recently, but I know that there has been small tournaments going on, but they're super small. But they're really cool tournaments actually because they have good ass people. And I'm talking about here in like the California area. And then of course you have Fight to Win and Who's Number One. Those have been going on practically every Friday in Dallas, so I've been getting to watch that. But a lot of girls have been competing in these smaller tournaments that were allowed. I don't know if they're doing it now because of the change again, but there was one like about maybe 3-4 weeks ago going on. Oh, that's me.
Talking about tournaments, I mean, we know that you love competing, and thank you for sharing with everyone as far as what you're doing, and if you're tournament ready, and you got to do what you got to do as far as training, and it's good to keep seeking it out.
No, yeah. Training, like there's a difference between like training and training for a tournament, and it's a whole nother level getting tournament ready. And the one thing about being tournament ready, especially, is like the conditioning. Oh, that's me too. That's my garage. But
This is part of getting tournament readiness. I mean, this is something that you do quite a bit. Is work out and exercise, not just jujitsu. And I don't know what you call what kind of workouts you would call it. Are you a weightlifter? Are you what kind of workout person would you say you are? In regards to working out away from the men.
I do. I have my weights in my garage. I have like my squat rack and my dip bar machine and my pull-ups. And my boyfriend even made me a lap machine. Like it's a homemade lap machine, but it works awesome. So I still get to lift and do all the stuff that I usually do. A matter of fact, I'm almost tournament weight right now, which is really weird because I'm under 140 right now, and I try to work out after work, and then where I work, I kind of work out a lot there too, like I help unload trailers half the time, and I palletize boxes that are coming in from work and putting away boxes, so I'm always moving all the time. Oh, that's me too.
Where's that at, the IBJJF World
That's
Championships?
Master Worlds. Yeah, that's Master Worlds when I won it. That was my first time ever doing that tournament, and it's a really good experience. That tournament's awesome. I mean, people are really, really easy going there.
Legit.
And then of course we have Vegas after, but I was just happy about the food I got to eat afterwards because I was studying for that tournament.
Hey, Ness, tell us about your experience as far as your first worlds or your first biggest tournament that you've won. I mean, what kind of satisfaction, or do you get the same satisfaction in winning different tournaments, or how does that feel? Because you've won a lot of big time tournaments.
Yes, there's some that have different feelings than others. I don't know how to explain it. Some even you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, and you guys might not believe me, but I've got to compete in local tournaments twice. It would have been more, but just the fact that I might have not had an opponent show up or something like that. But when you compete locally, I think it's more. It means more. It's certain, just because people will hear like, oh, I know who Ness is, or oh, I hear she trains, or this could be anybody. This could be regards to anybody. But when you're local, people get to see you and get to see your work and get to see like your teammates. I think it honestly kind of means a little bit more. So when I got to compete in the smaller ones here, I was happy that I won them. Even my second one, I had to compete against guys. None of the girls showed up, and I won that one too. So that meant a lot to me because, in this art, we try to let people know that, don't get me wrong, strength and everything does matter when you have the same experience level.
Right.
But women can be so empowering in this art as well, where you can take out a dude. I mean, it's possible. And
It happens all.
but like my big ones, like Pan Am's is always big for me. I try to do that one every year. I've won it since I was the blue belt every year. Into brown, and I was sorry, thank you, Susan. And I was signed up for black belt, but that's when all this COVID stuff started happening. And I was actually really excited because there's a girl that I think is amazing that I was actually going to get to compete against. But yeah, all this COVID stuff happened, so I didn't get to compete in Pan Am's.
Have you
But I
competed as
went from
a
blue belt to brown.
Have you competed as a black belt in any of these big IBJJ tournaments yet?
And IBJJF, no. Pan Am's was gonna be my first. SJJF, yes, and actually SJJF Worlds, which is not as big as IBJJF tournaments, but what I love about them is that, you know, first of all, you get to compete free when you're a black belt, and so I think that's pretty cool. And then, you know, you want to get your feet wet and your belt, and there's a lot of great talent there as well. And I mean, black belt is black belt. Nothing simple. You can go against somebody who's been a black belt for 10 years, and you know, you barely got it. It's completely different than any other bout when it comes to that. But that was my first silver medal that I won ever in any tournament, so it was pretty cool.
Wow.
And yeah, I was pretty, yeah, it was cool, especially since right after I found out I had a fracture in my lower back and a slip disc. I didn't know this until after I went to go get checked, because usually, you know, when you get checked on something, like, it kind of frightens you and you feel like you can't do anything. So I waited till after, and then yeah, that's what I found out. So I had to be off the mat for a little bit. And but I mean, when I knew that I wanted to do Pan Ams, I was still training. I just had to be really smart on what my training was. My back feels better now. I'm pretty sure the fracture is healed. It's just everybody has a slip disc or something like that, so you just deal with that stuff differently.
So where did you have that at? You know, a lot of jiu-jitsu players or wrestlers or grapplers, it's towards the lower of the back, like the lower lumbar, L1, 2, 3, 4. Is that where you had yours?
Yeah, mine's in the lower back, and I mean, what I do is I try to strengthen it. I read up on it. Craddock's from Horizon Strength and Conditioning, he helped me quite a bit on that too, to get it strengthened. The beginning when I started like working it back out and trying to, because now, I mean, I'm back to over, you know, 45 on each side, squatting 10 times. Wow. I'm already I'm getting up there already. I on my deadlifts, you know, I'm doing a lot more than what I used to, and things like that. I had to work my body up to that. And the thing is that really helps you is yoga. But look up the different kind of yoga though, because there's some specifically for those areas that will help you. And just, you know, mind over matter a lot of the time. And I mean, I know people who've had way worse injuries and trained with way worse going for them, and so I have no excuse. I just got to be smart, you know. So, like,
Tom, have you had to compete with an injury?
Huh?
I have almost every time. It seems like.
Yeah,
like almost every time there's something.
Yeah, like people compete all the time with injuries. I mean, there's even people who compete with no leg and no arms or no legs at all. And I mean, what are you going to tell yourself when you see somebody out there?
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, I can't do it because. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, when people really want to do something, they do it. So, I mean, half the time you don't really have an excuse. So, I mean.
Yeah, no, you're right. And, you know, a lot of this injuries is mind over matter, and we're always going to have injuries. I mean, we've probably heard this a million times. I don't think there's anybody that goes into a tournament, high level tournament, that does not go in with some kind of nagging injury of some sort.
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%. And I'm not saying don't take time off to recover. Please, I'm not trying to say that either. Like, I mean, if your leg is falling off, I mean, of course you got to or you just had knee surgery, you got to wait a couple months or whatever it takes. I have to thank God that I haven't dealt with that yet, like with the knee. But you know, people take off whatever time they need, and then they're training again. You know, but they take care of themselves to be able to train again. So,
hey, Ness.
You know.
Hey.
Yes.
That's not everything you're saying is awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My computer feels like it's lagging a little bit.
A little bit, but we'll work with you, Tom.
Yeah. Hey guys, let me introduce my nieces in real quick. I want to ask a couple questions, all right?
Okay.
You guys come in real quick here. So let me see if I can get everybody in here. Can you see that? Can you see all three of them?
We're good. We can
Yeah,
see
I
it.
can see it.
I'm gonna let both of them have the chair for about 5 minutes. This is my niece Danica Roberts, and this is my other niece. Introduce yourself. Madison Moore. I'm gonna let them sit in the chairs right here.
Hi, girl.
We're gonna ask
Okay.
you a few questions, Ness. All right,
Okay.
guys. Once you get
All
ready.
right. We got questions from the future grapplers.
Well, that makes me happy if they're future grapplers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Danica Roberts. I'm 12. I'm Tom Owens' niece. He has taught me to do jiu-jitsu, and I am motivated to keep learning. So I want to ask a question. So how is it like traveling to different schools?
I loved it, and the reason why, I'll explain to you like in a personal level, but first I'll explain to you like in a training level, because when you go to different places, you get to roll with different people, and not everybody has the same style. So the more styles you know, the less surprised you are when you go into a tournament and somebody rolls. You're like, oh, I've seen this before. I kind of know how to handle this. Like when I went against this person, I got submitted, but then afterwards I asked them what do I do to defend against that. So that's training aspect. I think it's good because you get to see more styles. You're not so surprised when you go into a tournament. You're like, oh, I know what this is. Oh, I trained with somebody at that school that does this. Oh, spider guard. Oh, I know what that is. Oh, or whatever crazy lapel guard, worm guard. Because not all schools do that. I'm serious. There'll be that one person that is completely different than the rest of their students, or a few people, or everybody's different in another school. It's really cool because you can go to different schools and kind of see what their style is. There'll be that one person that does something completely different. You're like, oh crap, I've never seen this before. Good that I get to see it now instead of actually seeing it, at a tournament when you can't prepare for it. And personally, because I got to meet a lot of awesome people that became my friends, and especially when you come from a background where it's kind of, when you get into jiu-jitsu and you get really deep into it, it kind of becomes like a family atmosphere in certain spots, and you kind of become family with people. And I didn't have a lot of that growing up at times. So that's why I loved it. I got to meet a lot of people and bond with a lot of people.
So that's pretty cool, girls. So I'll just highlight some key points that Ness said, and the exciting part that I got out of her answer was that going to all these different schools, you're able to meet so many different types of people, and besides the people, now you're talking jiu-jitsu. All these different schools have their own expertise. Spider guard was mentioned. And I'll just mention one of our favorites from Southern California, Batata. He has some killer loop chokes. So, girls, all these different schools that that Ness goes trains to, I mean, she's getting a bunch of friends and learning a bunch of things. Right, Ness?
Yeah, I did, and I did it a lot, and the thing is, you're not taking away from your school at all. I don't think you are. You're actually representing your school when you go to these tournaments, and you're making yourself better to represent your school. Like representing my school in both professionally, competition wise, and personally, like as a social level, was very important to me. Like gym etiquette. I was taught, how to act at different gyms, how to be respectful, just things like that. Like your school, and that's when you really realize how much your school has taught you, or like your professors or coaches, because you go to a different school representing your own school. Like, man, that girl's tough. That school must be really tough. Man, she's anything. I mean, you go and represent your school no matter where you go, even if you're going to a different gym, and you are a reflection of what your school is. So it's not like you're taking away from your school, which I don't think you are at all. Actually, you're putting your school out there more.
So we had a question number 2.
So, I'm Madison Moore. I'm 13. My husband is also my uncle. I'm from Bakersfield, and I was wondering, how can I get started in jiu-jitsu in Bakersfield?
Man, I'm gonna be biased on that one. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be biased because my professor, the one of them that gave me my black belt, and I'm actually gonna go visit him today, is Dan, which is Camarillo Jiu-Jitsu, downtown Bakersfield. And if you don't know who the Camarillo brothers are, well, you guys won't, but other people like older in the game know, like that are deeper in the game, know who they are from judo and jiu-jitsu. And I'm just gonna be biased, man, because it's a good school. And I can't wait to see them. Him today and his wife. But I'm just gonna be biased. That's so.
There you go.
It's a good place. It's a good place to go. Like that's where I'm at. I'm under Dan again, and so he was my person who gave me my black belt and the person I started with in the beginning, and he's a good friend of mine. So if you're in Bakersfield, I suggest that place.
Hey Ness, I have a question for you, or maybe you. Oh, go ahead. Keep going. Another question. Say again.
I'm sorry?
How often do you go to jiu-jitsu with Dan?
With Dan, it's a little harder because I live in Visalia. So I train at another undisclosed location, right? But when I try to see Dan when everything's open, I try to go at least every other week, just so he can evaluate me, and because he's my person that evaluates me the most, because I'm under him, just so he kind of knows what I'm doing, kind of gets a feel of what I'm doing, because I cannot train at Dan's every day. I can't make it a Bakersfield every day. I wish I could, but I can't. So but I'm in good hands. When I'm training, I'm in really good hands, and I can't complain. So and Dan's happy with it, so I'm happy with it. And it's just I don't know. It's just I'll do what I gotta do to train. Basically.
Nice.
Oh, that's an old one.
You got a newer collection.
More on there.
Oh, man. So you have a new collection.
I have a couple more, but that's crazy. I didn't know you guys had that picture either.
Yeah, we try to do some research and just kind of make the show entertaining, interactive, so we can have videos and pictures. But we have a hand raised. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sweetie.
So Ness, do you ever get stage fright?
Oh my girl! Every tournament I go to, it doesn't matter. I feel like I have to go diarrhea right before. I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. Always. That doesn't go away from me. I know people they get used to it. Me, I still haven't gotten used to it. I always tell myself before a tournament that I'm never gonna do this again. Never. I'm never putting myself through this anymore. And then I'm there. So but yeah, it's okay to be nervous. If that's your problem, it's not. Just as long as you work through it, you're good. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I have. Go ahead. Oh no, thank you for having me, you guys. Especially letting me talk to your nieces. Keep with it. Keep with grappling. If it's wrestling, if it's jiu-jitsu, do it. Do it, because you know what? I appreciate wrestling a whole lot more right now And those guys put so much on that mat too. So that, because I'm starting to learn more of the stand up in this now, and I started pretty late learning that, but I mean I'm learning, and do it if you can. Get some of that in there. Get wrestling in there. Get your jiu-jitsu in there, because you could be completely rounded, And
So, what are you practicing wrestling at right now, Ness?
well, my boyfriend, he used to wrestle in college, and
Oh, my God.
so actually my boyfriend knows your sons, so
What's his name?
I know their old coaches, and he helped. Yeah, so I'm in very good hands when it comes to that too.
Well, you just
So
mentioned the college word. Anybody that wrestles in college or been part of any, I mean, they know. But go ahead.
yeah, he's actually helped coach your kids too. So
Oh, cool. Shit, I gotta
yeah,
check with you on that one.
yeah. So it's really cool, and you know what? He beats me up. He tries to be nice, but he beats me up. It's
Yeah, it's a tough sport.
sometimes I get mad. I want to cry, but it's for the good, because I learned something. I'm learning something else now to make me better when it comes to that.
Cool. We have a question.
Go ahead, sweetie.
It was nice to meet you, Ness. Thank you for having me. It really was.
Thank you, ladies. I truly appreciate it. And again, like I said, stick with jiu-jitsu. Even if you add some wrestling in there, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go. It'll help you. It really will. So I highly recommend it. And don't be in a hurry to get anywhere. Like, you don't want to compete. Take your time in competing. You know what I mean? Like, do it because you enjoy it. People get so wrapped up in the bout game where, I just want to get promoted. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about stuff like that, because the thing is, a bout is only a bout. Pretty soon you're gonna have to show your skill in that bout level, and then you know what I mean? Like, there's no point in having a certain bout if your level's not there. Take your time.
Yeah.
You don't want to take your time.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm pulling out.
All right. Thanks for joining us, girls.
Awesome. And thanks a lot, guys, for doing that. Appreciate that.
No, the pleasure is mine. That's awesome to see little girls doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
hey, man. YouTubes are awesome.
And
the one that I just have
and looking
doing a little jiu-jitsu on the front.
I'm sorry, what happened?
Is it cutting out again?
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, we got to look forward to these days again. Look at all those people working out behind you guys.
I know, dude.
That was a cool day. I remember I was rolling, and with one arm, I believe, I was injured.
How are you doing with your injuries? Did you recover well on that wrist injury? What was it, wrist?
Yeah, it was my wrist. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good enough. I mean, I'm still
right.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, it was a wrist injury. It was man, that bothered me for about 2 months. I think I had to have it. I had to roll with one arm for about 2 months on that one. I've rolled with one arm before, though. I tore my muscle on the right side, and I had to roll 3 months with one arm. So
wow.
There's certain injuries that you can train through. There's some that you can't and take the time to heal, because then you'll never get to fully, so pick and choose. Like, I'm not gonna endorse somebody like, train through everything. No, we're older, we know our limits. Most of us do. And
That's
I
it.
don't know.
What do you think, John?
I don't want people to come back at me and say, I'm not gonna, you're saying that I'm a pussy because I don't train like through this. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I don't think anybody. Nobody's saying
Oh no,
that.
no, I mean like if I'm saying that about somebody else, I'm not. everybody's injuries are different.
Yeah, and you know what, Ness, I just wanted to say, personally speaking, I mean, you've been such a great advocate for jujitsu, women's jujitsu, for so many years, and you've even tried to gather people up in gyms, and just so many different things that you've done, for women, and try to bring women together in different gyms. What as far as women's jujitsu nowadays, what are you gathering up with? Undisclosed locations. I mean, how's the women jujitsu? How's the ladies?
I am. Actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this out loud, but I don't care. It's my garage, right? So every Sunday, I teach a women's class in my garage, and there are friends who have absolutely nothing to do with the jiu-jitsu world, or they don't belong to a school. Wow. It's just they come over on Saturday. We have drinks, or we're chilling, watching fights, and in the morning they're like, hey, so that's how it basically started. So I have 3 women that come every Sunday that, like I said, are not part of any school. Like they don't even really know. They're just like, oh, you do it. Like, can you teach us? We're
that's great.
You're our friend. Like we hang out with you. Great women. And the thing is that they're all different ages. So I have one that's like 20 something. She's a good friend of one of my friends. Well, not good friend, excuse me. She's the girlfriend of one of my friends. Yeah. And so, no, she's the girlfriend of my friend. And so she got curious, but she doesn't want to go to a school, so at least not yet. And when she does decide that, whatever school she wants to go to, I'll be like, hey, you do your thing, whatever works for you. Right. And then I have another friend who's in her 40s, and I have another friend who's in her 50s. Wow. So those are my 3 girls, and they come every Sunday, and it's very, very casual. Like it's not like, I haven't even started enrolling it. That's how new they are. Like they're just one day, hey, we want to learn. Okay, well then I'll teach you guys. And
that's great.
And just for the bonding too, it's great to bond with women. And because sometimes we can be a little competitive. That's myself included. I'm not taking myself out of that. And but it's good. It's good. I mean, I like it because it lets me sharpen my teaching skills, and it's an intimate feeling to me. Honestly, it's really intimate just to have these 3 girls in my garage doing jiu-jitsu on a Sunday.
So, nice. Well, hopefully you can get more ladies out there if you have the room, if you want.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind there being more ladies. The thing is like, one thing I've learned is that you cannot force things on people. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes that I could be a little bit like, I could come off really strong. I know people say that about me. My personality's strong. And so it's not that I'm backing away or anything like that. It's just, if you want to learn, you'll find me. If you want to, you'll ask me. And I hope everybody feels comfortable enough to where they can just be like, hey, Ness, like, I'm trying not to be the one that's like, hey, ladies, let's do this. Or, hey, you know what? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, you could lead the person to the water, but you can't force them to drink it, right?
Exactly. And the thing is too, like I said, I'm not saying I'm different than anybody, but my training might be a little different than what people expect a training to be, and just things like that. So I just want them to feel comfortable, instead of them thinking like, man, this girl's up my ass, like it's kind of scary. But so I'm just like, no, yeah. I think I've already put my name out there, and I think now it's like, hey, I heard of this girl. I want to, I would like to talk to her. Everybody knows how to get a hold of me in the Valley. So
right.
That's
so about competing. When you were competing, were you competing for any tournaments, like Fight to Win, for money, or are you trying to make any money?
The only time that I was going to compete in Fight to Win because okay, the first time I was supposed to do it, they couldn't find me an opponent. The second time I was supposed to go against Sarah McMahon and Nogi, which I was super excited for, and that's honestly how I kind of met my boyfriend. Was getting ready for Sarah McMahon because of wrestling. You know, because there's no way I'm gonna take a Olympic wrestler down, right? So it's about a defense of wrestling. So I was working really hard getting ready for her and then getting ready for Adult Worlds at the same time. And then but she got injured and then she had a fight the next month. So come on, I mean, of course she's gonna be like, I'm not gonna do Fight to Win because I'm gonna go, you know, get ready for what actually pays me, like my money. So that didn't happen. And then my very last one, they wanted me to do a Nogi match, but it was with I think a freshly new purple belt, and she was bigger too, I believe. And I know the girl. I mean I know the girl's boyfriend, and I was like, you know, maybe, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that. I mean, look at Elizabeth Clay. She's amazing. I mean, she's a black belt killer. She's not even a black belt. I mean, if you watch her, she's amazing. It's just like, I don't know. I would like to compete at my own weight and not 15 pounds heavier, or not, especially at the time when I hurt my back, because this was around the time I hurt my back. So I was, you know, a little more, you know, I kind of wanted a, I don't know how to say it, like, you know, somebody might, I'm gonna say it. I wanted a black belt, regardless if it wasn't a black belt or a brown. So, so, you know what I mean? I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking away from everybody. I know there's purple belts out there that'll whoop my ass, like no joke. But at that stage and being home, I wanted something like that because, you know, it was my first. It would have been like one of my first comps as at that belt, but it didn't happen. They tried really hard, and but like I said, everybody was getting ready for adult. Like around the time it was, I think like a big tournament was coming up too. So that's why it was a little harder to find me somebody. And which is perfectly fine. Fight to Win's awesome, man. They're doing so much for the jiu-jitsu community and putting it out there. It's really fucking cool what they're doing, honestly. And especially since there's no tournaments right now.
You and Tom actually had the privilege to announce a Fight to Win, right? I think Tom's sporting that shirt there. Did you guys do it?
I think we did, Ness.
Yeah, we did. And you know what? It was really fun.
There you go.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it would have been as fun if it was anywhere else. It was more fun to me because I knew everybody that was, or I knew I trained with practically everybody on that card. So that was really cool.
I was just sitting back listening.
Say again?
I said I was just sitting back listening. It was awesome.
No, you were talking to you. So.
A little bit. Hey, but no, honestly, you got way more jiu-jitsu competition than I've got. I have all kinds of respect for you. Just the amount that you compete.
Oh,
I was in
thank you.
like
And
MMA.
No, you've done way more than me. You're old school, man. Like you're in that era
Yeah,
when it was hard. The thing is, it was harder. You know? It was harder at your time, Tom. Like jiu-jitsu wasn't available like it is now.
Yeah.
That's one thing that people have to understand is that you guys that were trained in the beginning around here in these parts, you guys would have to travel to LA just to get, you know, a black belt or just to get evaluated or anything like that. In the Valley, there wasn't really that much available. So I give you guys props. You guys are just as dedicated as anybody now. It's just there's more resources for us now, and you guys, it's all about passion. Nobody wants to try to LA all the time. Just
I think that you have like one of the most awesome deals is that the way that you. Hey, but what I was going to say is not everybody takes advantage of it like you do. because any of us in this valley could go like you do and go to all the different schools and train. Even though you represent Amarillo, I know that, but you still go to all the different schools and train, right? You train at all kinds.
Yeah,
of different places.
well, the thing is that you can't really do that now. So, but like, there's like
right now,
I'm understand.
on a normal basis.
Yeah,
When we're not in the coronavirus.
Yeah, this stuff has really messed things up. And then when things do open up and things, the school that I will be repping, because it's, they're him and Dan are like best friends, is PMA. So that's why Dan, I'm under Dan again. I do, when time does come around, I will be competing under Camarillo and PMA. So but right now with all this stuff going on, even if people could travel, they probably wouldn't travel all the time because and you know what's weird? I'm gonna tell you something. Jiu-jitsu schools are like one of the cleanest places you can go to. I know that sounds weird, but they're at least most of the places that I've been to, they're so like keen on keeping their mats clean, wearing your shit clean. You know what I mean? The thing is, the fact is, you might be sick. You should stay home anyway if you're.
Exactly.
These are the rules, right? But that's why it kind of angers me. This kind of angers me that this COVID thing is affecting gyms, because first of all, you want people to work out to be healthy, but you have everything closed. That's kind of weird to me. But when there's a will, there's a way. That's all I'm gonna say.
And
everybody knows what everybody's doing. So in the valley, so everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. We hear a lot in the news that people aren't working out, that this COVID stuff is keeping people lazy at home. It's not the COVID stuff, man. It's that mental game that's keeping people at home. There's so many places to exercise and work out, and even
and you know what? I don't know who they're talking to, because I know so many people who are outdoors more now than they were. I mean, weights are sold out. It's hard for you to even find weights anywhere. People are riding more bikes. I always see pictures of people on bikes now. People are doing what they have to do. If you really want to do it, you're gonna do it. That's basically it. You can go walking every day. I don't like to walk. I'll walk, but to me, that's a different workout than what I would prefer. But for some people, that works really well.
It's better than nothing for some people.
Oh yeah, it's enough for some people. For me, like walking, I get bored really easy, so I can't walk and be like, yes, I'm motivated. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, and like we were saying, for some people, right? We're at different levels. Ness, you're at a different level, and in order to get to your level, it's not going to happen like overnight. So for some people that are starting, there's always stuff out there,
Exactly. And even then, even at my level, honestly, there could be somebody that's not on my level on one thing, but I will not be on their level on another thing. Oh, let's go run 10 miles today. Fuck, excuse my language. Frick that. Like,
not gonna happen.
I'll die. I know people, they're like, oh yeah, I ran 15 miles yesterday, just to warm up, because they're marathon runners. And I'm like, jeez. Like, I have bad knees, but I'll try to run, sometimes, but it hurts my back and my knees so much, so I do different cardio. But even when I could run, I could not. I was happy. I felt like I was on top of the world when I ran 2 miles. So
I'm with you on that one.
Everybody has their thing, and I may be good at one thing that somebody's not, and they're like, man, you're a beast, but you can go do this, and I can't do that. Like, you're a beast too. Like, it's just all different, though.
It's all different. What do you do? What's the main thing that you do for cardio for this tournament besides sparring and rolling?
Okay, like when the gyms aren't open, I get, like I said, I get bored super fast, but I do the stair machine. That will be my cardio.
Really?
Yeah, jump rope, but I have to do it in short spans because, like I said, my knees will start to hurt.
Mm.
So like it'll start, my knees will be swollen for like a whole week. So you know what? I don't know. It's mainly the stair machine, and now my cardio. Well, I have a pool, so I'm spending more time in the pool.
That's
But even then, yeah, it is. But I'm not a good swimmer like that where I can do. Oh, let's go do breaststroke today.
okay.
Oh, let's go do what those those competitive swimmers do. I don't. I swim underwater like a frog. I do regular people swimming. Like I can't do
You're doing
those.
this one?
I can't do them. Yeah, I do that, like the easy stuff.
That's all good, man. Hey, that one's so
Cardio.
good.
I mean, rolling is my cardio. So
Yeah, actually,
mean-
best. Well, very good cardio.
That's probably the best thing if you're getting ready for a jiu-jitsu tournament. Several rounds.
I'm sorry?
All the time.
what
Rolling
happened?
is one of the best.
It is. It is, especially when you're on that mindset. Okay, because this was always happens to me. I'll get beat the heck up like 2 weeks out, where I'm doing everything wrong. I mean, I'm getting passed by everybody, even white belts, like, and I'm like, oh shit, like, am I really ready for this? But you get all that out, it starts coming out. Cause like I think about it this way, and I'm a weirdo. Like mathematically, you're gonna have a bad day. Like your odd, it's in the science, right? Well, to me, this is my thought. So might as well get all that bad shit out then, and get your mind right, because once you start doing something, that your mind starts messing with you, and get it all out instead of having like kicking ass in practice, and then when you go to your tournament, you're just like, man, like, what did I do wrong? So I prefer to have the worst days before I go compete, because then that's when I can ask my questions.
Right.
That's when I could cry like a little girl. I have cried. I shit you not. One time I'll never forget. I was getting ready for Pan Am's, and I was getting beat up. And my very last roll, or it wasn't my last roll, but before I started crying, was with Julian. And Julian's badass, and he beat the shit out of me. And I don't mean it in a bad way, ladies. Don't get scared. I just mean like when you're competing, you're rolling. And I started to cry, and I literally got up and I was crying like novela, crying like, and I go, that's it, I quit. I'm never doing this again. And I got my belt and I threw it. Then I went to go cry in my corner, right? And then like 5 minutes later, I was rolling no-gi. Because, I was like, I'm not going to go look for my belt. I already took off my gi, all crying, throwing this big old tantrum. And so then I rolled no-gi, and you're like, that's what you got to do. Like, you kind of, I don't know, you got to get your mind right, because jiu-jitsu is not easy. So if that's going to make you quit, then it's not for you. You got to keep going.
Yeah, and you're talking to some tough roles there. When you get to that point of crying, or to the point of emotional, I mean, it's because you're pouring your heart out into that, and you love that so much, and you just want to get better, and that's the level that a lot of people want to get to, and and it takes time to get there. But yeah, you're saying, there's different people with different passions and different strengths and weaknesses, and but health and fitness is one of the best passions that you could have.
It is, and not only that, for your mind. And the thing is, I'm going to tell everybody, I am not a fast learner. I'm not very smart when it comes to, like, I can't just look at something and be like, oh, I got it. I have to look at it, be shown it again, actually do it, mess up a couple of times while I'm doing it, get corrected, and then I'm like, oh, I have the concept of something. So if I can do this, anybody can do this. So that was basically my point. So jiu-jitsu, you're kind of meant to fail. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to want to make you be like, question yourself, because that's life, right? Jiu-jitsu is like life. It's hard. You question yourself a lot, but then you have all your little victories. That when you have that little victory, man, it's the best feeling in the whole world. And I'm not talking about winning a tournament. I'm talking about, man, I didn't get passed today. Man, I got out of his side control today, and I could never get out of it before.
Small little victories
little
get bigger
things,
and bigger.
all the little ones. Yeah. And ladies, there's a lot more ladies training now. When I was training, man, you take advantage of it. Take advantage of having the women there. I see more people wanting to train now. Like when the first time COVID, like when the gym started opening, there was more women in gyms wanting to train than I've ever seen. And it's beautiful. And that's what sucks about this, because when it happened the second time, you know, there's a lot of girls that were newly into it, like, and now you get it kind of taken away again. So hopefully it, you know, continues. But the little things, you're gonna get beat up. Especially a woman, it's harder. But all those little victories, man, those are the best. Those are the best ever. I remember the first time, like, I passed somebody that I could never ever pass. And I'm not gonna say the name because I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying I will never forget those moments. Just those little moments like that where I finally passed the person or something.
Yeah, those are the victories that you appreciate. You know what? You mentioned something earlier that, you know, the sport, back when you started, there aren't too many women, but now, my goodness, there's so many women that it's so much easier and easier to get out of that comfort zone to not do it than to do it, because there's more, you know, there's more women out there, like you're saying.
Yes, there is way more women. And you know what? The thing is, there's way more women that want to help other women.
Right.
That's the biggest like the point I want to make. We want to help other women get into this. Man, the blue belt, before all this stuff happened, there's a blue belt at my school, like where I train at now. And she basically started a whole women's program. A blue belt, like,
wow.
It's amazing how she recruited these girls, and they all love it. They all love jiu-jitsu. That's one thing that sucks that this had to happen the second time. But you want to help them. You want them to get into this, because the thing is you get them into it. You have more partners for yourself, and you guys just all get better together.
Yeah.
You know, so it's beautiful. It's fucking awesome. And the thing is, like, grappling in general, these girls were savages, like wrestling, for instance. If you ever watch like a women's match or a girls' match, even if they're high school, college, these girls are animals, and they're badass. Like, you just can't help and be like, wow. And jiu-jitsu too, these girls are insane. Like, and the newer ones that just keep coming up and coming up and coming up. It's amazing what these women are doing, and man, like, it's beautiful. I don't even know what to say, because it's just such a beautiful thing. That the thing is them wanting to help you. They want to ask me, please ask me, I will help you. Like, just that's how these girls are. Like, here in the valley, everybody knows Mo, and her women's program is amazing. Like, man, those girls want to train and they help each other. And you know, you think you see somebody, you're like, oh no, because she could be my competition. Well, yeah, but that makes you better.
Exactly.
That makes you better. Like, if she's beating your ass, you'll get better, because you're gonna want to get better.
Yep. Hey, Tom, I was gonna say, Ness, before you know, we go on, I was gonna say we need to invite you to Selma to come and wrestle with some of the Selma Wrestling High School girls.
Who's gonna scare the shit out of me?
Oh, come on, you can.
I know Selma Wrestling. I know how good they are. I know freaking like I said, the guy who's coached my boyfriend, he helped coach the Doys when they were kids.
You know, the
okay,
Doys are the head coaches right now there.
And then what's her name? Gracie or Grace?
Grace Figueroa.
Man, that girl's she's an. I know all these girls. Like, they're scary girls.
I'll send you a message when they're going to get together, because they get together at the private gym every 2 or 3, well, at undisclosed location. But I'll let you know, and you know, send you a private message.
I would love to. I would love it. I would love to get beaten up and humbled by these women, because you know what? I see it, and I'm like, and when the guys that know wrestling are talking about these girls, like, man, that girl scares me. Man, that girl's a savage. Then you know these girls are
top notch,
legit. And it's beautiful. Like, look at that girl that won the first state
state tournament.
championship. Yeah, the girl who won it. And out of the dudes, I was like, man, like these girls are animals. They're badass.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, so
She
you got
did
me all
beat
happy.
you, right?
I'm all like, oh, I feel like I just saw a
Is
cake
that what
in
happened?
right now.
Yeah, there was
Huh?
a girl that won a state tournament at an all boys meet. You know, right now they they have
That's what I'm
girl.
talking about.
Yeah,
Oh wow, that's fucking
It's
badass.
cool. It's beautiful. It's really cool, man. What's happening nowadays? Like women,
it wasn't here in California, but it was definitely was in the United States.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't in California. No, no,
Right.
no. But yeah, it was in the United States. It was, yeah, but it was
Just
in
that
California.
accomplishment
But still,
alone, like shit.
Yeah,
it's a big
badass.
milestone.
Yeah, it's
So
how
Vanessa,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go
hey
ahead.
Vanessa.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Hey, where'd you before we go? Hey, where did you get the nickname Zeal? Where does that come from?
Okay, so Zeal, if you look it up, it means with great enthusiasm and like basically a fanatic, right? Where it's passion. Like even if you look in the Bible and they use zeal or zealous or zeal or zealous, right? It means like extreme passion, like
Nice.
passion, fanatic, with great enthusiasm. So if you knew me when I was a blue belt, I think I was way more like before I got my black. Well, even before. Okay, I'm not making sense, but I was very. Not that I'm not in love with jiu-jitsu now. I am, but when you're starting out and you have like a goal, your goal, and I was going to practices before work. I would go to lunch and get rolls in at lunchtime. And I used to work in an office, so I would go back with my hair all messed up, like no eyebrows on my face, because I have to color in my eyebrows a little bit. So, and then after work, I would go train. When my car was broken down, I would ride the bus. I would walk. I would, take my bike. Anything I could do to train, I was doing it. It was like
Wow.
jiu-jitsu was crack, and I was looking for my fix. Like, and
Getting
so,
that next hit.
yeah, no joke. Like, if anybody knows me, like
I
really
believe it.
knows
I
me,
believe it.
they'll tell you. And everybody, like, Matt experience is where it's at. Like, I haven't been training very long, but man, the times where like I said, I was pulling 3 days. There was times where I would meet up in a wrestling room in Exeter at 5 a.m.
Wow.
I would, and then and I didn't live in Exeter. And then I would go to a garage in December, like at 5 a.m. to train before I would go to work, and then I would train afterwards. I would wear yoga socks. That's a good idea. Just to let you guys know, wear yoga socks because it has the little grips on the bottom, so you don't slip all over the mat. And then I would go train after, but then that's not even including like my lifting, my weights, my
Wow.
cardio, my job. So my kids, but
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? I was like I said, I was insanely I think I was more then than I am now, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I think I had I don't know how to explain it. Right now I'm in the beginning again where I want to learn. I
Right.
want to learn more. I love to train, like I love to roll, I love to everything, but I'm really focusing on learning because one day somebody is going to ask me something because I'm quote unquote a black belt, and I'm going to be like, and this is always going to happen to me. Like I tell this to everybody, I'm like, man, you're going to need to show me how to do that because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to, man, shit, let me watch that video again because I have no idea how to do that or just things like that. So I'm really focused on the trying to learn trying to get that going, and that was one of my biggest things. Like I felt kind of like I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to be a student, and I always wanted to be a student. That's the thing that has never left me. So man, I don't know how to explain it, but like back then I was just like, I just want my crack. It's like I have my crack, now I know how to take it in doses.
There you go.
Before I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I mean? Like, Ness, you're working 12 hours today. You're not training 3 times a day today, Ness. Like, you just gotta understand that that's not happening. And
And that's what people don't understand. Especially ladies. I would say women more than men have to juggle a different life. Obviously, have to juggle a different life because a lot of times because of children, and because of their jobs and they're working and relationships and whatnot. But just goes to show that somebody with a dedication like yourself can accomplish the black belt, can win these tournaments, and only for that reason that all your dedication are you able to do this. It doesn't come easy, it doesn't come for free. You just got to make sure you grind it out.
I sacrificed a lot for this, and but it was something that I needed to do for me. And man, I'm gonna start crying right now. That's weird, huh? I truly love this art, and just because I'm not training 3 times a day or anything like that doesn't mean I love it any less.
Right.
It's just there's point in times where you kind of get lost on what is truly like beautiful in life as well, like just like you say, like kids or family or anything like that. And it's beautiful, and I can do it. Like I can balance. I've done it before, and I don't know. It's just a beautiful thing to me. Like it has changed my life. It really has, and now I'm a little bit more calm about it because I know what it takes. I know what it's like. I know what I can be and what I can't. I'm almost 40 years old, so. But the thing is, I'm okay with that. But that doesn't mean that I can't accomplish what I want to accomplish, or at least try. And the thing is that when jiu-jitsu kind of gets taken away from you for a little bit, that's when you realize, like, man, I need to not that I need to find a different outlet, but it's not the end of the world. Like, you're gonna find your way to do this because that's how much you love it. And there's other people that love it even more than you that will find their way, and then they'll meet you because we always find each other, and we're gonna make it happen. We'll make it happen. Like, I don't know. It's just beautiful. It's
heck yeah, you're such an inspiration, to women all across the world. I have to say, because you're. Say again, Tom.
Oh, I love it, man. It's all. The whole thing is just been cool listening to, Ness. Hey,
beautiful.
You're a great inspiration to all the women out there and men too that compete. As far as that goes, any competitor out there.
Yeah, and I'm a girl, man, so I talk a lot. So if you don't shut me up, I won't.
Oh, good. Hey, you made it easy today. I love it.
Well, I'm glad because
yeah, dude.
Even though my cheeks look really chubby on this camera, like, it's okay.
It's all good.
You look like you're about 30 years old too.
What happened?
I said you only look like you're about 30.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I posted something yesterday because apparently some people don't know if like I'm a girl or a guy, and that's not the first time I've gotten that, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So when you say I look 30, that's good, but hopefully I look like a female 30.
You do. You look excellent, female 30.
Thanks.
Hey, you're a hard worker. That's the bottom line.
Sorry?
I said you're a hard worker. Bottom line, those guys that are just jealous, they're just jealous.
You know
Zeal,
what? I could outwork this guy, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I guarantee it. I guarantee you'll outwork them.
yeah, you know what, Zeal? I mean, you're an inspiration to the show and to us, and to a lot of people in the community. And as Tom is saying, a lot of hard workers, get looked at, like if you guys are just onto yourself, or heck no, this is an inspiration for first of all for yourself, and then to give to people. I know you're such a giving person. You're always, oh my God, I mean that goes without saying. You're always trying to help people out. So no, you're the best. You inspire me. You inspire a lot of women. I mean, and keep doing what you're doing. Amazing stuff.
I hope so. And you know what? It's because I have a lot of people who inspire me. I'll never forget that. From Wipeout to now. Like, people, the reason what made this so beautiful for me and to want to continue is the people that wanted to help me and that put their time and effort into me. And that's everybody. That's everybody that I've met. Like if anybody knows my story on how I started jiu-jitsu, if it wasn't for Mark, I would have never I would have never had this chance ever to ever start or to ever accomplish this. And then everybody else that or anybody else that's ever taught me, like, or paid for my tournaments or sponsored me, or I had people who buy me gis and or send them to me and things like that, just because they knew how much I wanted to train and how much, like, they're like, this is not a waste because we know. I got my first jiu-jitsu tattoo, which is on my chest. It says jiu-jitsu on my left side.
Right.
And yes, I understand that your heart is not exactly on your left side, but you're not going to put it in the middle. It's going to look stupid, okay? So it's like right here. And I get a lot of shit for that, because when I say it's right over it's by my heart, that's why I say it's kind of like it's by my heart, it's not on my heart, okay? Like it's gonna look stupid getting a tattoo like where your heart is really at. And that says jiu-jitsu, you're not gonna be able to read it. And I was a blue belt, so people are like, you're a blue belt, like that's blue belts don't get jiu-jitsu tattoos. And I was like, believe me, I'm not quitting. I'm not fucking quitting. Like, you can say whatever you want because
Right.
I'm not 2%er. I'll probably even less because I'm a female, but
yeah. No, I mean that just shows the strong will and the strong mind that you have, and that's what you need, to be successful, and hopefully others can learn from that.
You know what? I hope I can help somebody, but it's because people help me, man. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget. So, like, when I do want to help somebody, I mean, it's not about, I don't want to, how do you say it? I'm not trying to get rich off this or anything like that. You know why? Because it would be wrong for me to be that way when nobody was like that with me. Nobody. Everybody has helped me in some way when they didn't have to. They even when I didn't even ask. A lot of it is I didn't even have to ask. And that's what's beautiful about it. So I'm not supposed to be like that. And that's why it kind of, not that like I said, I step back. I'm just waiting for people to ask me, because I'm there. I'm not going to force you. I don't want to make you feel like you're being forced. I want it to be 100% that person. But when I can help, if with anything, even if it's like an old gi that I don't wear, I don't care. If I have it and you need it, it's yours. Like, the only one you can't have is the very first gi top I've ever gotten.
There you
and
go.
I got one. But other than that, like, just things like that, like, and you know what, people, and believe it or not, I don't know why I kind of known for this, but so many people do this. They donate, they help, and they're so under the radar. And it's like, man, this is such a beautiful community. Like, there's a lot of people that give. They really do. A lot of people do, and you'll never hear their name. Never.
Yeah.
And,
They don't need to be known.
yeah.
They don't need to be known. That's the goodness about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like, I'll see people like, like, I believe Angel still has it. He has like a recycled gi program where they'll take old gis and give them to others so they can just things like that. Like a lot of little things. I mean, a gi's expensive to a lot of people. Just having that alone is great, right? Like,
It can be expensive. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it can add up quick,
just
especially for somebody that doesn't have.
anything. Yeah, like me, I started
Well, that-
jujitsu because Mark let me. He asked me to come to a women's class, and I came. And he's like, "Don't worry about, I'm not gonna charge you. Just come to a women's class." And I was in a really bad place in my life at that time. I was very depressed, and everything could have went different if that didn't happen. I don't know. And just that moment, look at now, it changed my life. So
Yeah, Mark De La Cruz is an amazing person.
yeah, and the thing is, like, I'll never forget. Like, I mean, I'm not under Mark anymore, but I won't forget him. He's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
guy. Like, I can never take away what he's given me, and I'll never forget him for that ever. And it's amazing. The thing is like I'm telling you, I'm not the first person he's helped. You could go to any school. If you're a professor in this shit, if you're like own a gym, anybody in the valley, I'm not talking about, I don't know, I can't really speak for anywhere else, but because I don't know, but in the valley, you pretty much, it's because you love your students and you love what you're doing, because in the valley, it's you sacrifice a lot because you love this art so much. And
Right.
so I give all props to all gym owners around here. Every one of you guys. I'm not excluding anybody. I'm not anything, because like I said, there's one person that they help. Hey, you can't pay this month? Don't worry about it. Get it next month. Hey, you need a gi? I have an old one. Have it. Hey, you want to go to this tournament? You come stay in my room with us or something like that. Don't worry about that. Or ride with us. Just little things. These guys give up guys and women, excuse me, give up so much of themselves for this.
There's not one professor. There's not one professor in the Central Valley that doesn't know who Mark De La Cruz is. That's the bottom line.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm talking every coach, any gym owner, because like I'm saying, all these gym owners in this valley do so much for their students, so much, all of them. Even, and I'm gonna say this firsthand because I know this. Even if you're not their student, there's people who will put it out there for you. Hey, you want to come to this seminar, you want to go to that one, you want to go to that tournament, I got you, because you know what? I know that you would enjoy it. I know that you'll put your heart in it. I know you'll work your ass off to do your best. And I want to see it. Like, I want to see you do what you work so hard for. And that's a lot of students and a lot of coaches give up a lot for their students. And you got each one of you. I mean, look at you, Tom. You just go and teach at a gym when you can. Come on, you're an example of that.
I always will teach for free too. That's one thing about me. I will put it out right now. I will always teach jiu-jitsu for free. If a person wants to give me money, they can give me money. But if a person cannot pay, I will always teach a basic style of jiu-jitsu that will work for free. That's my guarantee in life.
That's what I'm saying. And you're just one of those people. That's out of all the bullshit blabbering that I do, that is the point that I'm trying to get to, is that there's many people in this valley.
I'm proud of you. I'm hella proud of you. Hey, the only reason I've been quiet for 1 hour, Ness, is because I have a lot of respect for you. That's the bottom line. I don't respect just anybody, but I do have a lot of respect for you. And when my friend Dan Camarillo talks so highly of you, Dan is one of the guys I look up to the most in the valley. He's one of the highest levels that you can get. Dan and Dave Camarillo, I have the utmost respect over everyone because they're under Hal Gracie. I was under Hal Gracie. And because of their judo background, I believe that Dan and Dave Camarillo, hey, I respect everybody, but I have
they actually really brought in the judo into the jiu-jitsu.
That's
they're
awesome.
Like one of the main, they say that's I've actually
That's what they were
had,
known for.
like, yeah.
They were known for going into a blue belt tournament, Dan or Dave, and having that black belt in judo, and just it was unreal. It was scary to see what those guys would do to guys, how they would throw them, and then arm.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I
was
posted
ridiculous.
a video on my Instagram of Dan throwing a couple of people, and it was just like, man, he made it look like it was, he could have
Crazy.
been blindfolded. That's what it looked like. He's just so good. And the thing is what, I'm sorry?
Ness.
Yes.
I got to close it up. My time is running out.
Okay.
Say again, Tom?
Hey, I said we're going to close it up because the time's running out.
Oh.
Hey, I too. Guys, this was awesome. Ness, thank you very much for coming on the show. Archie, thanks again, bud. Episode 99. Guys.
Thank you, guys. And I'm glad I made your, I'm glad I filled up your time.
No, thank you. And yes, this is awesome.
It was easy. It was awesome.
It was easy. Hey, Tom.
And please let me know, Archie, about the wrestling, okay?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm gonna go look out and see what the schedule is, and I'll get back with you on that one. Heck yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Hey, until we see you next time, guys. Hey,
bye,
keep
guys.
doing your
See you
thing.
later. Keep training,
Love
guys.
what you do.
Bye.
All right, Tom.
Yep. Hey, keep
Take care, Ness. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Tom. Ness is lost.
Hey, Ness is awesome, man. Different type.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
awesome.
She's a different type of person. Bottom line.
Yeah, no, it was a great show. She was an inspiration to everybody, and you know, we're gonna have to work on your connection, Tom. Unfortunately, and for about 90.
I don't know what happened today. I don't know what happened today.
I know 99% of the time was awesome, was good. What's that?
No, but this was the worst time ever with my connection.
Yeah, it just kind of started chopping off here at the end, but everything's good, Tom. You know, I just wanted to say thank you once again. We're definitely, you know, excited about all these different guests. Today's show 99. We're gonna have our show 100 next week. We're going to plan it. We'll let everybody know, right, Tom?
Yep, episode 100, guys, and me and Archie are gonna set it up right. But so far, it's looking like we have quite a few different cool guests that are gonna come on for a couple of minutes each, and we might get a couple demonstrations. We're gonna definitely talk to some of the coolest guests that we've had on the show in the past, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You guys may not see us for a few days because we're gonna do it right, but we'll keep everybody posted. Right, Archie?
Yeah, very good point, Tom. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get prepared for the show, and we're gonna have a bunch of great guests. And excellent point. And so we will be back here in about a week.
Yep, we'll probably give it about a week to get it all set up. But
Yep.
also to the Cisneros brothers, the dad today.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, so we're going to end the broadcast and stay tuned, Tom. Let's just keep talking here in the back end, all right?
Okay. Hey, everybody out there, we love you